Today, Candy Crush Saga is now the U2 album of free Windows games. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint, coming to you slightly late this week because of a parade.
That's true, it's Victoria Day here.
Yeah, it's Victoria Day everywhere, isn't it?
No.
It's not a worldwide holiday?
No?
But you mean the world doesn't want to celebrate our fine city?
That's not what Victoria Day is for.
Everything I know is wrong. Konami's new representative director, Hideki Hayawaka, has made some bold statements on his planned direction for the company, that being mobile first. This, of course, follows all of Konami's recent turmoil surrounding Metal Gear director Hideo Kojima and their decision to cancel the Kojima Del Toro Silent Hill game, despite the overwhelmingly good response to the PT demo. According to Hayawaka, Konami wants to move from selling physical products to, quote, intangible things, like digital games, mobile games, and in-game content, presumably for those digital and mobile games. They don't actually say. Maybe they want to make in-game content for other people. Who knows? Hayawaka was careful to clarify that going mobile first doesn't mean just doing mobile games. Rather, it means combining mobile with console and arcade. To anyone paying attention to Konami's track record, what this actually says is we want to focus on mobile games and shitty console ports of those mobile games.
Square Enix announced this week that it will be moving its E3 briefing back by 1 hour, and no, this isn't on CheckPoint because it's an announcement about an announcement, although that is pretty funny. Turns out Squeenix set their E3 conference time almost a month ago, but they had to move it this week after Nintendo announced that they'd be holding Nintendo Direct at the same time without giving a single shit that Square Enix had already called that time slot. Jesus, Nintendo, what kind of company shakes down another company for their E3 time slot? Are their CEOs rivals? Does Yosuke Matsuda get all nervous and duck into an empty classroom when he sees Satoru Iwata coming down the hall? I need a dojin about this stat!
Remember the Duke Nukem rights lawsuit? Yeah, we would have preferred to forget the whole thing too, but hey, it's over now. If you recall, Gearbox bought all the Duke Nukem rights from 3D Realms and finally released Duke Nukem Forever. Whatever you might have thought of the game, they did release it. However, after its lackluster reception, 3D Realms, or Apogee Software, since they've been sort of weirdly using both names dependent on context, started working with Interceptor Entertainment, a small developer who had been creating a Duke Nukem fan project, to make their game a reality. Apparently unaware that they didn't own the franchise anymore, which led to Gearbox serving them with a "did you completely miss that whole thing we did" lawsuit. End result? Interceptor has now bought 3D Realms / Apogee, and that lawsuit is now wrapped up, unsurprisingly finding in favor of Gearbox. But, as part of the recent filings, we get to see some screenshots of this Duke Nukem game that never will be. It's a 3D isometric action RPG, and now that we know what it was going to look like, it's clear that this was the groundwork for Interceptor's upcoming game Bombshell, which looks kind of like a Duke Nukem game if Duke was a kick-ass cyborg lady. In case you missed it, Bombshell was announced last year and is slated for release in the first quarter of 2015. Oh, wait, that's bad.
Woe to the serious League of Legends player. Sometimes the game is just too pretty. Distractingly pretty, in fact, which is why Riot is working on a new graphic setting, a checkbox that will disable what they call eye candy. Goodbye dragonflies, ducks, and water flourishes. Apparently, you're just a nuisance. But why stop there? Basically, what this decision says is that for some people, being able to see the mechanical parts of the game moving is much more important than actually playing in the unique world Riot has built, so let's just cut out the middleman here and kill all the graphics. You don't actually need them. A series of colored triangles on a black screen, just like this. Pure distraction-free gameplay. The future of esports is here, and it makes Galaga look good.
Candy Crush Saga, the offensively profitable Match 3 game by developer King, will come pre-installed on Windows 10, the upcoming free latest version of the Windows OS. No word on whether you can opt out of the install, or even if this version has the in-app purchases King so desperately craves with its recently declining profits. For those who find themselves involuntarily dry-heaving at the thought of an inescapable Candy Crush on their sick gaming rig, this is actually good news. Including Candy Crush with Windows 10 is a tacit admission that it's an awful game, because no good game has ever come bundled with an operating system.
What about Ski Free?
No, Ski Free was toilets. People only played it because they were trapped in the school library and it was either that or Encarta Mind Maze.
Coming up, there's a new GTA 5 mod that lets you shoot cats instead of bullets. Don't panic though, the cats are fine after they come out of the gun, but the people you're shooting still die. I had no idea everyone in the Los Santos Police Department had a deadly allergy to cat dander.
Candy Crush, Candy Crush. Hello, CheckPoint fans! A reminder that CheckPoint, much like everything we do, is now supported by you directly through Patreon. Please check it out, we would really appreciate it.